We've all heard the legend, Porsches don't depreciate. People treat the Porsche crest like it's a savings account with 4 wheels and a flat 6 engine. And if you look at the headlines in 2026, it's easy to see why. Porsche still holds the crown for the highest resale value of any luxury brand on the planet. But here's the cold, hard truth. The Porsche brand doesn't hold value. Specific Porsche models hold value. While some owners are driving their cars for free or even making a profit, others are quietly losing $2,000 every single month just in depreciation. They are effectively paying a luxury tax that could have bought them a second car. If you're about to drop 6 figures on a Porsche, you need to know which side of the fence you're sitting on. Are you buying a blue chip investment that will hold 90% of its value? Or are you buying a financial disaster that will be worth half what you paid for it by the time the tires need replacing? Today, we're looking at the 2026 data to separate the legends from the anchors. Let's start with the winners. In the automotive world, these cars are the equivalent of beachfront property. There is a finite amount of them and everyone wants a piece. The standard Porsche 911 Coupe remains the undisputed champion of the automotive market. As of 2026, a 5-year-old 911 Coupe typically retains a staggering 83% to 92% of its original MSRP.
Think about that. If you bought a 911 in 2021 for $120,000, you could likely sell it today for over $100,000. When you factor in the enjoyment of driving one of the world's best sports cars, your cost of ownership is lower than someone driving a base model economy sedan. Why it holds? Evolutionary design. A 991 or a 992 looks just as current today as it did 5 years ago. The 2026 twist? With the arrival of the 992.2 hybrid, the pure internal combustion 992.1 models have seen a massive spike in demand. Collectors are hedging their bets on the last of the non-electrified 911s. This isn't even depreciation, this is speculation. If you were lucky enough to get an allocation for a GT3 RS at MSRP, you have effectively been handed a check for $50,000. 2026 data shows used GT3 RS models trading for 25% to 40% above their original sticker price. The 718 GT4 RS is following the same path. Because Porsche has officially transitioned the 718 line to electric in 2026, the final high-revving gas-powered GT4 RS models are being treated like holy relics. If it has an RS badge, your money is safer than it is in a high-yield savings account. The base Cayman used to be the poor man's 911, not anymore. In 2026, the 718 Cayman retains roughly 80% of its value over 5 years. It is the entry point to the brand, and because it's a mid-engine masterpiece that Porsche is no longer making in gas form, the used market is absolutely starving for clean, low-mileage examples. Not every Porsche is an investment, but many are stable. These are the cars that depreciate like a normal vehicle, but without the luxury cliff that kills brands like BMW or Mercedes.
The Macan and Cayenne are the reason Porsche can afford to build the GT3. They sell in massive volumes. The Macan retains about 60 to 65% after 5 years. It's the sensible choice. The Cayenne generally stays around the 55 to 60% mark. However, there is a trap here. If you buy a base Macan, your depreciation is predictable. But if you go crazy with the options list, adding $40,000 in leather-wrapped air vents and custom paint, you will lose every penny of that extra spend. The second-hand market pays for the car, not your specific taste in interior stitching. Now, we have to look at the dark side. These are fantastic cars to drive, but they are horrific places to put your money if you buy them brand new. The Taycan is a technological marvel, but in 2026, It is the single fastest depreciating Porsche in history. Market data shows the Taycan losing 59 to 65% of its value in just 5 years. Why? Because in the world of EVs, technology moves at the speed of light. A 2021 Taycan has a slower charging architecture and less range than a 2026 model. Buying a new Taycan is like buying a new iPhone. The moment the next version comes out, yours is old tech. The disaster stat? Some late model Taycans saw a 26.5% price drop in a single year. If you paid $150,000 for a Turbo S, you just lost $40,000 while it sat in your driveway. The Panamera is a victim of the luxury sedan curse. The people who can afford a $180,000 sedan usually want the one with the newest screens and the newest warranty. A high-spec Panamera Turbo SE hybrid is a masterpiece of engineering, but it will lose 45% of its value before the first set of tires is bald. The executive, long wheelbase models are even worse. They are a niche within a niche, and trying to find a buyer for a used one is a slow, expensive process. The Cayenne Turbo GT is an SUV that can outrun a supercar. It is also a vehicle that costs over $230,000. In 2026, we're seeing 2022 models, which sold for $200K plus, trading for as low as $116,000. That is a $48,000 loss in 4 years. Unless you really need to go 180 miles per hour on your way to a grocery store, that is an expensive way to travel. So, how do you actually win? How do you drive a Porsche without the financial regret? It comes down to a simple set of rules.
Rule 1. The EV second-hand rule. If you want a Taycan, never buy it new. Wait until it is 3 years old. Let the first owner take that 60% hit. You can pick up a certified pre-owned Taycan for the price of a new Cayman. At that point, the depreciation curve flattens out, and you're getting a $150,000 driving experience for $60,000. Rule 2. The 911 Safe Haven. If you have $130,000 and you don't want to lose it, buy a 911 Carrera S. Even if the market fluctuates, the floor for 911s is incredibly high. It is the gold of the automotive world. Rule 3. Beware of the options list. The Porsche tax is most visible in the configurator. Things like paint to sample, $13,000, or Burmester sound, $6,000, are great for you, but they add almost zero value to the car's trade-in price. If you're worried about resale, stick to the performance options, chrono package, sport exhaust, and skip the cosmetic ones. As we sit here in 2026, we're at a crossroads. Porsche is moving toward electrification for the Macan, Boxster, and Cayman. This has created a unique investment pocket. The last of the internal combustion engines, ICEs, are becoming the most desirable cars on the market. If you are holding a 2024 or 2025 gas-powered Macan or 718, don't sell it yet. As the world moves toward EVs, these analog machines are being reclassified as modern classics. We are seeing 2024 Macan GTS models holding their value better than almost any other SUV because people are terrified of the all-electric future. This is the one time where a boring SUV might actually be a solid financial hold. At the end of the day, we don't buy Porsches just to look at a spreadsheet. We buy them to drive. A Panamera might be a financial disaster on paper, but if it's the car that makes you enjoy your commute every day, maybe that $15,000 a year depreciation is worth it to you. However, most Porsche owners are enthusiasts who want to move from car to car, from a Cayman to a 911, from a 911 to a GT3. To do that, you need to preserve your equity. If you lose $80,000 on a Taycan, that's $80,000 that can't go toward your next 911. Being smart about depreciation isn't about being cheap. It's about ensuring you can stay in the Porsche family for the rest of your life.
the 2026 Porsche market is more divided than ever. You have the analog legends like the 911 and the GT cars, which are effectively free to own, and you have the tech-heavy flagships like the Taycan and Panamera, which are purely pay-to-play. Before you sign that lease or wire that money, ask yourself, am I buying this for the technology or am I buying it for the soul? If it's for the tech, buy used. If it's for the soul, buy a 911 and keep it forever. Thanks for watching. If this helped you decide which Porsche belongs in your garage and which one doesn't, hit that subscribe button. I want to hear from you in the comments. Would you rather take the depreciation hit for a brand new Taycan or play it safe with a used 911? Let's talk about it. Keep driving, keep saving, and I'll see you in the next one.